Mary Shortle's shop in Leeds sell baby dolls, reborn dolls, which are designed to look exactly like real life babies, and they're very, very creepy in my opinion. And she is famous throughout Leeds, I guess. Um, can't think where else she'd be famous. York as well. She has a shop in York. It's run by Victoria Shortle, who is Mary's daughter, I believe. And here is what she gets up to in her spare time. Right. A little while ago, there was a story going around. Well, not so much of a story, but basically, Mary Shortles released CCTV images telling people to hunt down and give them names of 3 people who were seen in their store. There was no information given as to why they were wanted, but all that the iFam needed to do was share, share, share. And like blind rabbits, they did share, 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 and they managed to get the story nationwide. It was shared over 1,000 times, and there was no question, except for 1 or 2 who questioned why they were sharing it, but nobody gave them a response as to why. So it was assumed that they had done something really, really wrong, and that they were wanted. There were maybe shoplifters or something like that, but there was nothing given. Nothing was explained, even to the ones that were logically and asking the question. But a couple of things you need to know here is, one, these people did absolutely nothing wrong. I can absolutely confirm this to be true. These 3 people in the picture did nothing wrong whatsoever. Secondly, what Mary Shortles has done by releasing these CCTV images is highly illegal. It's not allowed at all. As a data controller, you have to protect the data given to you by your customers, and she hasn't done that. That's illegal. She's not allowed to do that. It's against the law. Okay. The other thing which I can exclusively reveal today, and it's very, very, very important that you know, because it is worse than what out of the 3 people in the CCTV images that Mary Shortle desperately wanted you to hunt down for her, one of the people was a 13-year-old child. Now, what they've told you to do there is share personal information they wanted you to hunt down and conduct a witch hunt for a 13-year-old boy. And I can't for the life of me, well, there's no, that's indefensible. She's acting against the law. She's getting all her supporters and friends and family and customers and everything to hunt down a 13-year-old child. And if you even consider that to be even remotely acceptable, that's, you've got to take a long, hard look at yourself. There's just no defense of what she's done. It's abominable, despicable, disgraceful, and I can't believe that she's still in business. So then she is contacted by the people concerned to get the images removed, and she won't do it. She's she's then put up another post which says thank you for your help to get the names of these people, and we've now got the names, and we've passed them on to the relevant people. But the only reason she's got the names isn't because people have helped her track them down. It's because the people involved have given her their names themselves. That's the only reason that happened. It's and instead of taking the images down, which she absolutely should be doing anyway, she's reposted it with a thank you to all her supporters and left the images up. She's been contacted several times to remove the images, and she still hasn't done so. She refuses. I've personally contacted her on a personal level to plea for her to remove the images very calmly and kindly, and asked her to safeguard this child that she's sharing the images of. She doesn't care. She deals with children all the time, and she doesn't care about one child that she's trying to destroy. So I can't for the life of me understand how that could be deemed as acceptable in anybody's life. If it is, then you really, really have problems. Chris Ingham posted a response to the CCTV images, and he's posted the words to the theme tune of Bad Boys, basically, on trying to hunt down a 13-year-old, and that was his response to a 13-year-old child. So, well done, Mr. Ingham, surpassing yourself yet again, and still no apology. Never apologises for anything. Sort yourself out, Chris. Furthermore, the highly illegal and immoral standpoint of Mary Shortle, she is also guilty here. Every person who operates a CCTV system have to be registered with the data protection in order to do so. And this is what happens here. If you go to the ICO website, the Information Commissioner's Office website, and you go to the search for data protection public register, and if you enter the details of the business you're looking for, it should come up with all the businesses, or the business that is registered on the data protection. And if you enter on this search form the postcode of the business, which in this case is Mary Shortle, sorry, LS1 6LF, that's Mary Shortle's, and it comes up with all the businesses listed and registered under that postcode, and not one out of the 5 results that are returned, not one of them are Mary Shortle's, which means that Mary Shortle is not registered as a data controller and is not allowed to transmit, or she's not allowed to use data protection schemes, including CCTV image schemes within the shop. So she's not, what she's doing is not allowed. It's not legal. She's not allowed to run a CCTV system.
Esme wanted to show you, this was her design that we showed you earlier, and with every baby J Sport you will also get this vest with Esme's design printed onto it.
Also, Mary Shortles are endorsing the design of Esme Ingham, and no hate towards Esme whatsoever, but the Ingham'S have claimed to have a unique design for their Reborn Jace Ingham merchandise, and in actual fact it seems that young Esme has copied it from a website which shows you how to draw the Boss Baby from the movie Boss Baby. So therefore the design is not unique, it's not even theirs, and they're not allowed to use it because they, it's for the copyright infringement basically. They're not allowed to use it, definitely not allowed to use it for commercial gain. Again, this is something they are aware of and continue to ignore. And they don't seem to care. That's a collaboration between Mary Shortle and the Ingham'S on this one. Then, another illegal activity from Mary Shortle. She is promoting a raffle, well, multiple raffles on her website, and you can buy a raffle ticket for £2.50, which sounds a good deal when the prize is £110. But there are 50 tickets to be sold, and if my maths are correct, 50 times £2.50 equals £125. So why is she selling these dolls for £125 when they're only worth £110? So that really is not a very good deal and not very fair on the customer. Aside from that, though, what she's doing here is illegal. She's running this raffle, which she's not allowed to do. See, in the UK, raffles are classed as gambling. Gambling comes heavily regulated, and you have to meet certain criteria, and you have to, follow the law, basically. So, if we go to the Gambling Commission website, where it will show us exactly the rules which have to be followed. Promoting your business with a customer lottery or raffle, which is the case here. It says this type of lottery cannot make a profit. It cannot make a profit. For starters, it cannot make a profit, which is very important when you're looking at this, because it's a business. They obviously are making a profit. It says a customer lottery or raffle can only be run by a business for its customers at the time they're on the business premises. So again, absolutely cannot do it, because you have to be on the business premises, i.e. within the shop, in order to do it. You're not within the shop because they're selling it online. Again, that doesn't meet the criteria. Tickets must not be sold to children under the age of 16. Well, No prize can be more than £50 in value. Now we've already established the prize is £110 in value, but it's not allowed to be more than £50 in value. No roller, no. And now this is a vitally important part at the end here. Only one lottery draw is permitted in each period of 7 days. Now, she has multiple draws, multiple raffles on the go at the same time, so she's definitely breaking that one. So in conclusion to this, she's breaking the law again. Time after time after time, she's breaking the law, and she either doesn't know, doesn't care, or just, well, I choose to go with doesn't care, really. Doesn't seem to care about the other things she's doing wrong, so I would assume that she doesn't really care about this either. Now, another highly dubious thing that they've come out with recently, and this isn't against the law to my knowledge, but it is highly dubious nonetheless. Mary Shortles have brought out a Jace Ingham range of clothing, or of clothing accessories, you know, for putting on dolls and whatnot, right? And if you look down here, there's a bunch of items. They all say Jace on them. That's got the official Jace logo, and it's just clothing items, right? However, if we go and choose a random one here, this bunny one, okay, we're going to have a look at it, and it's a bunny top and short set, Jace Ingham. Right. It has the Jace logo on the image, but if you look at the item, at no point is there anything relating to Jace Ingham within the item at all. Not a logo stitched onto it or anything which suggests that it is official Jace Ingham clothing, right? It says here the brand is Dandelion. So this is a Dandelion made clothing line, and that's where they bought the items from, basically. But the key is there is no indication that this is anything different to any other clothing line anywhere. And we can prove this. Well, it's not much proving, but you know, if we go here to there's this listing here on eBay. It's exactly the same clothing. Again, doesn't say Jace Ingham on it because it's not Jace Ingham, but it's exactly the same as the other one. It's by Dandelion, and there's no difference to it whatsoever. It's just exactly the same item of clothing, but just sold normally. So is that different or the same to the Jace Ingham collection? Doesn't look like it. Now this is the manufacturer website from where they purchased the bunny top and short set and claimed it as their own. Again, it's exactly the same. Exactly the same clothing. In fact, it's exactly the same picture. So not only have they exploited Jace Ingham's name, which is just so wrong on so many levels, they haven't even taken a picture of it themselves. They've just lifted the picture directly from this website and put it on their own website. There's no thought process whatsoever gone in there. So, in conclusion, They have broken the law. Broken the law. Time after time after time they've broken the law. Mary Shortles, and they are still to rectify the problem. They're ignoring the problem. They're making the problem worse. They're not doing anything, and they just won't respond. So, in conclusion, Mary Shortles, they're a bit shit, really.